Hey guys, Zangus, and this is just a quick test for my video. Hey guys, Zangus, and today I'm going to give you a review of Maleficent. So, Maleficent is basically the typical story from Disney, which is Sleeping Beauty, and basically the film starts off with this young girl, and she's got this romance, and basically she's got powers, she can communicate with animals, and all that shit. And not to forget, she has fucking huge wings. So basically, they don't really spend long on the story of her being young, they jump straight into her being Angelina Jolie, and basically there's this king, and he's got this army, and basically for some weird reason, he wants to destroy this huge forest, and basically they get completely destroyed, and basically the king wants to get revenge. So because the king gets so pissed, he says to anyone, if you give me the wings of Maleficent, I'll give you the throne, and basically that gets the interest of quite a lot of people. And the boy who grew up and was having romance between Maleficent was Stephen, and basically it sort of shows him from a boy and grows into a man, and basically he sort of blackmails Maleficent when he's older, and basically shit goes down from there. So the first thing I really want to talk about is the visual effects, and I'm going to say it's acceptable, and there's quite a few reasons why I'm saying that. So in almost every film, Disney have such a huge budget for almost all their films. The budget for Maleficent was $180 million, and I'm not surprised, really, because they've got a big actor and they want to spend a lot on the visual effects, and it is good in a lot of ways. Firstly, it's got good animation, and it's got great tones, and everything you would expect, but this is the thing, I watched it in 3D and it was terrible. The reason I say it's terrible is because the whole point of 3D is to enhance the audience's experience, and Maleficent just does not do that at all. Even the slightest thing could have been used to make the 3D a little bit more interesting, but I really feel like they've got the 2D format and literally converted it into 3D, and they have not used anything in the film, any props, any visual effects to make it more interesting and more 3D. Now, when this comes out on Blu-ray 3D, it may be a better experience, but in the cinema, it really is shocking. I don't know if it's available in IMAX, and it may be better if it is, but for 3D, it's terrible, and I would definitely not recommend it in 3D. But that doesn't mean the visual effects are bad. They definitely are good, and they are there, and they really do enhance the colours, which make it more inspiring and also really much better suited to children as well. Also, what I really like about Disney films is that they put so much effort into the music, and it really does work in this film. It really is brilliant, because it really performs in the film and it makes it more interesting and intense, and that's what I really like about music, and that's exactly what they do in this film. Unfortunately, there aren't really many great things about the film. The only last good thing about the film is that Angelina Jolie does do quite a good performance. Sometimes she is good, but sometimes she's just boring. Now, one of the most unoriginal and annoying things about this film is that they evolve it entirely around Angelina Jolie. Now, I know she's a good actor, and she does play quite a good part, and it is important for the film, but it just gets so boring. I swear every single scene uses her. Now, they probably are doing this because they've paid us such a huge chunk out of the budget, and I find that annoying because they could have done more with it. They could have done more of a backstory of the king, or something like that, just make it more original, but unfortunately they had to use it so much that it just got completely boring, and I just didn't want to see it anymore. The only good thing about showing it a lot is that it gives a message, and it sort of shows that she's not really the dick in the film. The whole point of Sleeping Beauty is to show that Maleficent is evil, but they've got an other side of that, is that she's good. And they show that a lot throughout the film, is because when the king's daughter is being brought up, she's good, and she shows protection over it, even though she has cursed her. Now, of course, it's going to be good for children, but for teenagers and adults, it's just not that good. Now, the thing is, I think all Disney films should at least be interesting for adults, because every single child who goes to the cinema is going to have an adult, so I would have thought they would at least make it more suited to adults. What I notice in Pixar is that they do make it suited to adults as well, and I like that, but they don't do this in Disney films. Most of them do, but in Maleficent they just don't, and for people like me, it's just really boring and childish. Unfortunately, I found Maleficent to just be boring. It has got good visual effects, good music, and fairly good acting, but I just found it's completely evolved around Angelina Jolie. I thought they could have done a lot more of this film, and they could have made it loads more tense and loads more interesting. But they sort of wasted too much time on Angelina Jolie. That is the main problem with the film. I really hate it when a film just uses too much of the same actor over and over again, because it gets incredibly boring and it's just unoriginal. So that is my review of Maleficent. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching. So Maleficent is basically the Fuck. To be honest, that is only the really good thing about this film. Apart from that, and probably the worst thing about this film is that I find the whole film completely evolved around shit. One of the most annoying things about this film is that the whole film is evolved around Angelina Jolie, and I really like that. Shit!